Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we're talking PSVR2 sales. The Ultimate Adventure sale is on right now, and if you filter on PSVR2 you can see the 87 titles and add-ons that are on sale this time. Today we're going to be going through my personal picks on this list, as there are so many great games on sale during this one. Before we get into this, let's say thank you to our patrons and members, and let's kick things off with Phasmophobia. If you pick it up right now, there is a 2x XP event going on for the 5th anniversary of the game, but it's £11.61, down from about 15 quid or so. Phasmophobia is a great solo or co-op horror game, but in my opinion it really shines in co-op. It's meant to be a collaborative game, investigating ghosts at different places, figuring out what the ghost is, trying not to die, using plenty of tools, and encountering cursed items. It is genuinely scary, especially when you first start. And if you haven't tried Phasmophobia but you're a horror fan on PSVR2, you really should. And if you want to play with your friends but they only have flat screen, then you're in luck, because this game is cross-play with PC VR, PSVR2, flat PS5, flat Xbox and flat PC. So I'd really recommend it. Especially as Halloween's coming up, there's no better game to try. A massive discount for Hitman World of Assassination is on at the moment as well. This is the deluxe edition, so you're getting pretty much everything in the game. It's down from £80 to $35.99. This includes Hitman 1, 2 and 3 and the Freelancer mode, which should be getting VR support fairly soon. So once that comes in, that'll be every single part of the content, every single game and every single mode, I believe, available on PlayStation VR 2. It has one of the vastest offerings of content in the entirety of the VR space, and I'm super excited that it's on sale again in this edition, so go and take a look. However, I have to mention, you will have to go and buy the £10 add-on for the VR mode on top of this, so it'll be more like £45 rather than £35, so there you go. One of my favourite games from this year, The Midnight Walk, is £21.44. I think you save 5% more as well if you have PS Plus, down from £33. This one is truly special. Its performance is a little bit rocky on base PS5, but on PS5 Pro it's a bit better. But even with that, I think you should go and pick it up and give it a try if you like this sort of style. It's just masterfully crafted. Every single asset is made from clay and then scanned in. It's just a beautiful game. Amazing soundtrack as well. I really will not forget this one for a very long time. If you happen to not have a VR headset and be here for some reason as well, it's also a flat game and it's great in the flat too. I played it both flat and VR and loved it both times. So please do yourself a favor. If you like the look of this, go and pick it up. A very rare sight for these sales as well is here, where Horizon Call the Mountain is 30% off of £42.59. I never really see Horizon on sale for some reason. I don't know why, but here it is. Some people will say this is an overrated climbing simulator. For me, it is that, but so much more. It's one of the most beautiful games on PSVR 2, and if you like the Horizon franchise, you'll get a massive kick out of being in this world and seeing characters from the games in person. It'll take you about 8 hours to complete, and also has a great river ride which lasts like 15 minutes that you can put a new VR player on and they just sit down and experience it, which is really cool. So I'd recommend Horizon. I've revisited it loads, I've covered it quite a lot on the channel, especially over the last couple of years. And even though some people don't like the climbing, I really enjoy it. So I would recommend picking it up if you didn't get the Horizon bundle when you bought your headset, because it doesn't go on sale very often. FNAF Help Wanted is also on sale for $9.99. This is the recreation of FNAF 1, 2, 3, and I think a bit of 4 with some other stuff mixed in as well. So not Sister Location or the later games. In my opinion, this is the better of the two FNAF Help Wanted games, and I'd really recommend it for you horror fans, especially going into October. I'll have a full video talking about the best spooky games for Halloween when we get closer to it, but for now, check out FNAF. Alien Rogue Incursion is half price at £16.49 as well. This is part 1, of course, part 2 is coming at a later date. There's also the flat version of this game coming out in a little while, but if you want to pick up the VR one, it is half price, so there you go. I really enjoyed this. It's more of a shooter rather than a horror game, although it does have its horror moments. Lasted me about 5 to 6 hours, I think, but on harder difficulties, you'll definitely take longer than that. Bunch of set pieces that are really cool. You get to wield the alien weapons. What is not to love? I believe there are a couple of bugs though still present in the game in terms of not being able to progress in 1 or 2 areas, so just be aware of that. There are ways around it, but yeah, it's not in the best of states in certain places, but for the most part it is pretty polished and works well. Speaking of bugs, Wanderer the Fragments of Fate is 15% off at £33.99. This was one of the most hyped releases of the year, and unfortunately it came out in a broken state. There was meant to be an update, I think, this month, but I haven't really heard anything about it. From what I know, the devs are still working away at fixing the game, but some people are reporting still not being able to continue with it. I do own the game. I've only played the first 2 hours or so, because I was going to Japan, I believe, when it came out, so I did my first impressions 4 hours before I went on my flight, and then edited it while I was overseas in Tokyo. So I've only played a little bit of it. I can't really recommend it massively from my own experience, but I have heard that it is mostly fixed in an alright state, but there are still some big bugs in there. So if you want to buy it now, maybe do that in preparation for it being fixed if you want to, or just wait until it's fixed fully. So when it is fixed fully, I will be coming back and reviewing it on the channel in full, but that's not in the state it currently is in now, so just be aware of that, though it is on sale here. A very polished game though is Madison VR at £19.49. This is the scariest game on PSVR2, so much so that I only got about 60% of the way through it. My impressions video is my only coverage I've done on it, and that's simply because it's too scary, but I think this Halloween I will be finishing it on the channel, so get excited for that. Not really, and my neighbors I'm sure won't be excited for me screaming really loudly, but yeah, genuinely really spooky game. Looks fantastic, no mirror, runs unreprojected. Just a really great VR port as well on PSVR2, aside from being one of the scariest horror games, so there you go. Before we go any further with this sale video, I've got to say thank you to our sponsor, VRROCK. Now, VRROCK make great PSVR2 prescription lenses and also lenses for all other headsets, but I use them on my PSVR2. They have both non-magnetic and magnetic options with a cutout in the middle for your nose to sit in so they don't add any extra pressure. They also have anti-blue light and anti-glare filter options, so you won't get eye strain while you play. And if you need a prescription, you can add one on, but if you just want them for protection, then that's all good. That's what I have mine for. I have no prescription on them. They just protect my PSVR2 lenses and give me peace of mind. So take a look in the description below and pick them up for yourself with my affiliate discount code. Thank you to VRROCK for being the paid partner of today's video, and let's continue. If you want to grab Arizona Sunshine 2 as well, that's £18.14. Less scary than Madison, but still got a bunch of zombies and other things in it. Tons of weapons to choose from and a full campaign and co-op supported as well. So if you've got a mate to jump into with, then there you go. One of the best games from this year that kicked off 2025 with a bang is Arken Age. £19.79 is the asking price for this fantastic PSVR2 game. Looks awesome on both base PS5 and PS5 Pro. Tons of options for 90Hz or 60 reprojected to 120. I'd recommend 90 because it's really smooth. It does have a bunch of ranged weapons and variants as well, but I'm going to be honest, I never use them because the melee combat is just so good. So do yourself a favor and pick this one up. It is just fantastic in the headset to play. Breaches is also £17.49. This Rainbow Six Siege-like game on PSVR2 is cross-play with other platforms and will give you some genuinely quite thrilling matches. If you like that sort of breaching, entering and clearing online versus other players, this is the one for you. If you enjoy the Stalker game series and the flat screen, £16.49 will get you Into the Radius, which is the Stalker-like game on PSVR2. Into the Radius 2 is on PC in Early Access and Quest, I believe, but not on PlayStation yet, as we don't have Early Access schemes, but Into the Radius 1 is still fantastic, and I really would recommend it. Great gun handling, attachments, weapon cleaning, and survival systems, coupled with some terrifying enemies, make it unforgettable. For a more family-friendly experience, pick up Moss Book 1 and 2 for £22.49. This third-person platformer, where you play both as like an omnipotent person helping out Quill, who is the little mouse in the game, so you get to drag items with your hands and solve puzzles, but then you also get to control Quill with these sticks, which is really cool. So Moss is kind of one of the OG games, PSVR 1, and Book 2 is fantastic as well, so you can pick them both up if you want to in a bundle. Bit of a sleeper hit this year for me was House of Davinci VR. Really enjoyed this one. Good puzzler, feels really tactile. That's £14.99. You get to go through and solve a bunch of puzzles leading up to discovering where Leonardo da Vinci has gone off to, and it just feels nice to play. If you like puzzlers, this just feels very clicky and very tactile and very good and granular, so I definitely recommend that. I'd really recommend Synth Riders as well. This is the Beat Saber alternative that I recommend now since Beat Saber has dropped support for PSVR2 for whatever reason. Synth Riders gets tons of new content. They just got, I think, a Kendrick Lamar track in there. It's a different feeling game to Beat Saber, but it's a great beat game. And once you get into it, you'll feel like you can't go back. Another game with fantastic gameplay is Underdogs, which is £14.99. Don't let the Gorilla Tag style of pulling movement put you off here. This game is visceral and fun and has you facing off against tons of enemies in a mech, in arena-style brawls with choices outside of the mech combat as well. It's a roguelite that doesn't let up and will have you dripping with sweat after every single session. and that asking price is definitely worth it. The deluxe edition of Metro Awakening is £19.99. It gets you a few extra things, I believe, like art and stuff like that, but overall, for me, £19.99 is a good asking price for this game anyway, so I'd recommend it. It's a proper Metro game. You don't go above the surface, which is a little bit sad, because some of my favourite sections of the original Metro games were going above the surface, but it still, aside from that, recreates Metro very, very faithfully, so I would recommend picking it up. For the next game, Vampire the Masquerade Justice, don't let the low frame rate footage put you off. Doesn't look like this in the headset. It runs buttery smooth, 90Hz in the headset. This is a Vampire the Masquerade game that's kind of a spin-off of the main flat screen ones and allows you to embody a very overpowered vampire, going through the streets of Venice, taking out enemies, and having some very brutal combat and abilities, and I'd really recommend it. £8.74 is the asking price, 65% off, very, very cheap, and if you're on the fence, now is the time to get it. Both Red Matter 1 and 2 are on sale as well at £23.09. Two of the best looking games on PSVR2. If you're not even a puzzle fan, but you are a space fan, I'd say get them anyway, because you can just go through and look up the puzzles if you can't figure them out, and the space content here is just so good. It looks fantastic, and it really feels like you're orbiting planets, and the scale here, oh, it's just amazing. So really recommend those two. They're just classics. So is Vertigo 2, which, to be honest, I'm on the fence about recommending on base PS5 because the frame rate isn't very good, but this story game is just so amazing. Like, every part of this game just clicks, aside from the PSVR2 port. It's not a great PSVR2 port, but it is an amazing game. And it was my game of the year, I believe, for last year, I want to say, despite its flaws. On PS5 Pro, the frame rate is sorted, so go ahead and buy it. The price is £9.99, so even on base PS5, if you can handle those frame dips, I'd say get it, because it just is a fantastic game in its own right. I just wish it got an update on the PSVR2 port side of things, but man, it's so creative and the story's great. The weapons are the best in VR in my opinion. They're just so different to anything else I've ever used, and I cannot recommend this one enough. It's just that the port isn't great, but for under a tenner, you do need to go and pick it up, I think. It's just such a good game. I would be happy recommending it. I'd really recommend Demeo as well for £16.49. This Hero Quest style game is pretty brilliant. You play it with friends and you can basically go through dungeons together with that tabletop overlooking view, rolling dice and battling enemies, just like the good old games of tabletop in real life. I believe it's also compatible with flat screen, so you can play it with your non-VR friends. A game that needs a load more love as well is VRSkater. Now, Deficit Games, who make this game, are making a downhill mountain bike game that's coming to PSVR2 if they can get the funding for it from an investor. But the best we can do for them right now is to buy VRSkater at $5.99. It's 80% off. It's dirt cheap and it's a load of fun, so go and pick it up. It's a great PSVR2 port and a great game in its own right, so go and try out VRSkater. It's just over £5. And it shows support to these devs who want to bring another great looking game to our platform, so I'd really recommend that. Cave Crave is also £8.39. This is also an indie game, not the highest budget thing in the world, but it looks great on the headset, and is a spelunking game, exactly as you'd imagine. You're going through tight spaces,